Hello YouTube, Patchwork here, and today, we are continuing our look at Age of the Primes, and today we're actually looking at our first Prime. However, before that, I just want to show you, my recording space is back! Oh my god, fucking finally! Am I right? Yeah, we finally, got the table cleared off, and I can use it for reviews again. So, anyway. Today we are looking at Transformers Age of the Primes. Oh, jeez, down here. Solus Prime. And yeah, we are starting off in vehicle mode, as I usually do. This piece is supposed to be rotated. I just like the way this looks a little bit better. Yeah. Here she is. She is a Cybertronian truck. I think this is supposed to be a Cybertronian pickup truck. I don't know. She's got some lovely tires. Got some gold highlights near the headlights. Some golden windows. And yeah. Before we truly properly take a look at her, let's take a look at the package. So, here is her box. We got some nice artwork of Solus there. One thing that is kind of interesting, if you look on the box, she has, like, pink eyes. The actual figure has green eyes. But, the truck, which even has the little, 5mm port on it. The side, you have a section of the Primes. Let's see. In total, for this, we have, Solus, Micronus, and Alchemist. The back, you have Solus, again with pink eyes for some reason. You have a picture of the Forge of Solus Prime, her robot mode, her vehicle mode, more than meets the eye. Words, things, stuff, barcode, Hasbro. Bottom, words, things, stuff, barcodes. This side, Solus. Top, the 13, Solus Prime, Takaratomi, and yeah. So, let me go pick that up. But yeah, so here she is, and I really only have one complaint with this figure. And that is the size. She is way too small. She should have been a Voyager. Especially if you want her to scale with Megatronus. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge in Megatronus' review. But yeah. And, as you saw, she does come with a weapon. That being, BAM! The Forge of Solus Prime. If you don't know, Solus is the blacksmith of the Primes. She's the one who's responsible for forging all of their weapons, and this is her hammer to do so. Let's get a look there. Some nice detailing throughout. This, which I believe is just supposed to be the pommel of the hammer, but as Prime vs. Prime point out, you can take it off and have it be used as like a handheld grenade, which is cool, I guess. On top, you have the little icon of Solus. And yeah, you can store it one of two ways on her vehicle mode. If you flick this tab, that'll pull out this little 5mm peg, and you can plug that onto the top, and have Solus driving around with her hammer on top of her. Now, I think that covers up a little bit of visibility, but you know. Or, if you want to put that back in, there's this little tab right here. There's a little slot right back here. And you can just tab that in, and that is much better. Not really silhouette-wise, but it's just much better. There's one on this side, but because the hammer is not symmetrical, it does not work. Yeah, she rolls like a fucking dream. Yeah. So, for comparison, here she is with Gamer Edition Deluxe Optimus Prime. Such. And here she is with Red Alert. Ooh, 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 ooh. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, let's get on to transformation, shall we? So, you're going to want to remove the hammer. And, oh, where should we start? Let's start by, coming down here and folding the section up at the knee joint. And there's another joint in here that you want to fold the section up at. You can then split the legs, rotate them like this, and you want to come back here to the wheel, fold it out, bring her heel down, and then close that back up. Same thing on this side. And we have the lower body basically done. Now it's really just the upper body. So you're going to want to detach the arms like this, and bring them down. Detach, bring them down. Come in here, fold out the fist. Take this section, fold it up. A lot of people have mentioned that these like to pop off a lot, as well as one of her feet. I don't remember which, but, you know, one of her feet likes to pop off. Same thing on that side. Come in here and kind of wriggle this out so you can bring it forward. You might also want to lift the grill up because it does tab in. Do that. Do. You're then going to want to kind of bring the arms down and rotate the shoulder pads and swing these panels into place. Make sure those are, you know, stay there. And on mine, these you like to pop off, but you know, you're going to want to shift this section back. That gives you clearance to rotate her waist, and bring that back again. You're going to want to bring her arms back on this hinge, rotate her, you know, get her shoulder pads into place like this, and bring them down. And next you're going to want to come in here, pull out the head, assuming you have the clearance right. Bring this section down, and it will tab into her back. Kind of spread her legs a little bit so she has a nice wider stance. And let me raise the camera. Here we have Solus in her robot mode. And this is a damn fine robot mode, if I do say so myself. Let's get a look at that head sculpt. Yeah, as I said, on the box, her eyes are purple/pink, and here they're green. I personally prefer the green eyes, but you know. She's got some nice gold details. As you can see, these little sections right here kind of become like taillights in vehicle mode. But yeah, and she is pretty clean. She really just has the tires and this section, which almost makes it look like her, from the back, her booty is sticking out a little much. But you know. For comparison, here she is with Devastation Optimus, which I think is the scale Solus should have with Optimus. But this Optimus doesn't scale with any of the other primes, so. And here she is with Red Alert. Ooh, 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 ooh. But yeah. Now, for articulation, she is actually very well articulated. Well, before I do that, I might as well show you. The back of her head has, like, hair molded in, which is really cool. Yeah. So, articulation, her head is on a ball joint. Rotate. It does kind of get caught because of that hair, but, you know. I can wiggle. She can look up. Not quite to the full extent because of, you know, her hair. But, you know, she can look down a little bit. She can look up a little, you know, a little bit more if you undo the backpack and use her, transformation joint, but, you know. If you can get it tabbed back in. The shoulder pads do move, so you can get them out of the way for any pose. They can rotate a full 360. They can go up about that far. You have bicep rotation. Elbow bend. The fist is on a ball joint, so it can rotate and hinge inward. One thing I really like, and it's not technically intentional, because it is just, you know, transformation joint, but you have butterfly joints because of the way she transforms. And that gets really useful in hammer holding poses. The waist rotates. The loincloth is 3 separate pieces, so it can move out of the way. Or you can give her a massive dong to peg Megatronus with. Anyway, she can kick forward that far, backwards about that far before this gets in the way, outwards. Sorry, that looked really phallic without at least one of them down. Outwards that far. She has thigh rotation. Knees, you do technically have a double jointed knee, but because of the tire, I mean you can, you know, bring the tire out and then give her that double joint, but like, you know, and yeah, people complain about that all the time. Anyway, her knees can also kind of lock in place. I don't know why. That is not used for any of her other modes, but you know. Due to transformation, her feet can swivel. She can... she has deadly ankle pivot, and, you know, you do have a little bit of flex with bringing her foot back. But, yeah. Now, as for her hammer, as you can tell, you can't just, you know, slide it into her hand like that. You have to remove the top, then slide it into her hand, then plug the actual hammer back in, and yeah, she looks cool. She looks really cool. And, like I said, she does have butterfly joints, which can really help in getting her in some hammer holding poses. Like if you and if you shift the shoulder back, you know. You can get her in some... Takes a little bit of work, but you know. You can get her, holding the hammer. And looking like she is about to bash some Unicron horrors, I guess. She normally stands perfectly fine, it's just my table. But yeah. As you can see, that is making full use out of that butterfly joint, which you can kind of hide. Yeah. All in all, I really like her. I know some people don't because of, you know, these panels right here falling off or her foot falling off, which I can totally understand. It doesn't hamper my enjoyment of her, but I can see how it would. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!